Okay, we're back. And in this case, as we have done before, we have the dual setup camera looking from my computer and camera looking from the battlefields, which is what we're looking at right now. So you can see to my right is the other camera. The way you're looking at it, the right, is that 172 Wargaming placard that's on the back of the chair. And that's the idea. So that whenever I turn around, you either look at me or you look at the sign. All right. So it's interesting, isn't it? What we're looking at is a top left-hand corner is the Android Droid Cam camera. And you can see we've got set up for, and a couple of ancient units are out there, a Libyan infantry unit, and I believe it's a Spanish cavalry. Now, why is that? I don't know, because I don't know where I put the Numidian cavalry, the light cavalry that throw javelins and harass the bad guys. Well, the other guys. And what's interesting to see here is that we've got that the O-ring roster method being attached to the bases. And what's also interesting is that you can pick up the units from those posts. Now, what's interesting to note is that those posts aren't glued on, and here's why. The clear acrylic base has one not so positive nuance, and that is things don't really glue to it very well. We're not using the resin glue yet, but we're using the sticky-tac putty. And believe it or not, the non-hardness of the sticky-tac putty is actually a benefit because it won't break the glue. There's no glue. It's just a putty. And when you handle it and it comes off, okay, just stick it back on because it's putty. And so you see when I start to move it, how easy it is to move. Now, sometimes that might not be the case, but we're hoping that will be at the convention especially. So here I'm going to move a unit just by the post, and you can see here, well, I'm taking it out of camera. I'm holding on to it pretty good, and it's kind of, giving it a little bit of, tussle, bouncing, and it doesn't seem to be coming off very well. So that little O-ring is a good little handle for moving the units around. Same with the cavalry unit. And that's the reason I'm reaching, is because it's on a table. It's on a battle of the quad game that's to my right, and so I'm having to reach over to it. But the experiment was to make sure that these little posts will work. And sure enough, they do. So that's a good thing. And we've got plenty of them printed. They're 3D printed little posts for the O-ring roster system. Now, you could say, what happened to the discs that we were putting down? Well, we may still have them, but I actually can't find them. I think what I may have done is tossed them all, because when we went to the O-ring system, it was so superior that the discs were, negligible. I mean, the difference was enormous. So the discs were redundant and not that helpful. The rings were better. Now, is this going to work for the World War II situation? I don't know, because we got to put that post on the vehicle, and which means, ergo, that the vehicles may have to be put on acrylic bases, or they may have to be put on cardboard, I should say matte board bases. I don't know if I want to put them on the acrylics because, again, getting them to stick down, we'll have to use sticky putty, because using glue, they sometimes pop off. So that'll be the test for vehicles in Hex Command Mechanized, and also in Hex Command Nova. Putting the posts on the stands to record the damage and the hits to the vehicles. Now, you could also say, don't even bother with that. Just continue to use the roster, the 4x6 index card rosters for damage. Well, sure, but I think the idea is to get away even from that. As simple as it is, Stop, pen and paper. In our case, wet erase fine tip marker, and just continue with the whole system, all the eras in the hobby, using the O-ring and the posts attached. We're certainly going to use them for Hex Command gunpowder. All the United States, American units in Rev War, and the British and everybody, and then even in the American Civil War stuff, we'll continue to spread the love, if you will. Okay, so we're continuing to make some experiments, getting ready for the March Adepticon convention, and this is proving to be a very interesting, fascinating idea, this quad game, and we'll continue to experiment and post our results as we move along.